And so what stood out to you when we listened to Nikki Haley's brief remarks announcing her exit and urging Donald Trump to earn the support of her voters?
Right, Anna. What stood out to me was the specific line from Nikki Haley. It's now up to Donald Trump to earn the votes of those in our party who did not support him, including myself. It's about bringing people into your cause. This is now his time for choosing. Having been there 8 years ago on the day that Ted Cruz dropped out of his presidential campaign in Indiana to Donald Trump, he gave similar remarks. He didn't endorse Donald Trump that day and said it took him several months. And yet what we watched over the course of those months in 2016, and we've even seen take place over the last months here in 2024, is that Republicans time and again have gone back to Donald Trump regardless of his efforts. You know, Donald Trump over just the last 36 hours referred to her as bird brain again. This is a man who continually mocked her birth name, had openly promoted the question of whether she could even run for president because her parents are immigrants. That is the man who she is urging to bring her back into the fold, despite her having suggested repeatedly from the campaign trail that he was not fit to be president of the United States. And so I think the question here is whether Donald Trump feels compelled to actually shift the way that he's running his presidential campaign. And so far, his advisors say no. And the last thing I want to point out is we are talking about those independent voters or even those conservatives who are reticent to Donald Trump. And those are the voters that decided the elections in Georgia, in Arizona, Michigan, in Wisconsin, not only in 2020, but also in 2022. And they gave Democrats the wins in those pivotal races. When you look at 2016 to 2020, guys, in the movement of independence from, or I should say away from Donald Trump from 2016 to 2020, in Arizona, it was 12 percentage points, Georgia, 20, Michigan, 22, Nevada, 19, Pennsylvania, 15, Wisconsin, 25. This is the part of the electorate that Nikki Haley largely speaks to. And the question is, could the likes of her own words and where she throws her support in the months ahead, could the support of Liz Cheney, those types of conservatives reticent to Donald Trump, could they have a major impact on the trajectory of this presidential race in the months ahead? Nikki Haley, in those short remarks, made it clear that she intends to be a part of that very conversation.